Different alien species, huh? Check this out.
So the grays, the tall whites, the reptilians, but then there's the mantis too, right?
Right.
Other than the beings that we described, are there other ones that people have talked about?
Yes, I've actually, like I said, as a young adult, I probably encountered more of a spiritual sense, but they were Nordic looking, platinum hair kind of a look, blue eyes.
Like the tall whites are different?
No, different.
How many documented different species have you heard of?
If I'm talking about my mission days, it's only that handful. And then if you're talking about other things that I've had other people tell me about, I think I've heard enough from enough people that I trust that I think our concept of life in this universe is totally off. I think there are literally trillions of other life forms, and anything you can imagine is probably true.
Now, this guy, dude, Jason Sands, was in the US military. He was the gentleman who, in the desert, Jason Sands' UFO encounter. Remember, friends, it's from the James Fox, the program. I made a video mention of it. He was the guy, he saw an alien dude. So they're driving in the desert, and there's this guy, looked pale, was like sprinting, looks like he's going to die of pneumonia. That's what they thought, because they're like, oh, the guy looks pretty pale. He's thirsty. So they went up to him. He looked at him, and he's like, oh my gosh, this guy's got no ears. And he started speaking telepathically to him. So these common stuff, there's Jason Sands out here. So interesting, a lot of the government talk when it comes to these, some things are off limits, which it's interesting. It always goes back to the lizard people. It's not rhinoceros people or giraffe people or maybe the big Elmo looking monster, that they don't exist. It's always, no one likes talking about the lizard people, the reptilians. All the other ones, yeah, it's kind of weird, man. It's just why the reptilians? Why the lizards? Like, I thought South Park was like, I thought it was just a joke. No, it's actually real. Interesting. Remember this alien dude as well. Oh, well, what's this picture? What's this sketch? Whoa, they look like really blue. Something very fascinating. Remember this alien, right? His ship was like this egg-looking ship. It was in the desert. And he said he needed parts. It was broken. So then he asked, obviously, Jason, he was with two other crew members. He asked him telepathically, hey, I need parts for my ship. And he said, do you have like tritium? And then Jason's like, what? Is it like titanium? He goes, no. He goes, tritium. And then what Jason does is remember, he was in the military at the time. It's kind of funny. He looks like a Smurf. He just pops some MDMA caps. So, so Jason basically... He suggests to him, he goes, okay, I don't have tritium, this metal thing, whatever it is, to power up your ship. Do you want to go back to our military base? Do you want to ask them? And the alien dude communicates telepathically. He goes, disgusting. He goes, I am not going to those barbarians and murderers. No. And he just walked off. He went back to his ship and he barely flew his ship up. You barely get to start. So, it does make you think, right? Calling us barbarians and murderers? How dare you, sir? And I realize, oh, no, that's exactly what we are. Exactly what we are. That explains so much. Probably why we kind of like have to be like eased in to this stuff coming out over time. Now, baby, I want to show you this other clip as well from Ninjas of Butterflies. These guys are awesome. Check it out.
You guys know Jeremy Corbell? He's like really involved with like the whistleblowers. And he was being interviewed and he's like, UFOs are real. They've been here for a very long time. The US government has known about it for a very long time. What you don't know is that there is going to be a giant lie that they want you to believe in.
Interesting.
The lie is going to be that there's going to be a giant craft slowly headed towards Earth. And this is the lie, that it will arrive in 2027.
What?
So what does that mean?
Do you think they're telling the truth?
My whole thought is like, there's so many people I've seen like all this end time prophecy stuff is happening, all this weird stuff is happening, like Jesus is coming back really soon.
Yeah.
But my thought is like, if you were a believer and you were so disconnected from news, would you still be able to sense there's something off right now?
Francis Chan getting worked up on it's the scariest thing to me when he's
The
like
2000 year
Adam
thing?
to Abraham is 2,000 years. Abraham to Jesus is 2,000. Jesus to now is another 2,000. We have the precedent of a grouping of 6 and then a 7th day of rest, or he says the 1,000-year reign could be what's coming real soon.
I'd be stoked for that. You guys know Jeremy?
So very interesting, right? I don't know if I buy into that just because, look, obviously we don't know. We're just guessing, friends. I mean, like I'm just trying to catch you as my poker friend every single day. But there's always a prophecy around. There's always like, oh, prophecy in like 3 days. Even in stock market days, there's journals of like, oh, there's going to be a big cataclysm that's coming in like 1932. It's coming like in a few years. There's always someone saying it's the end of times. But we all know anybody who's like, you spend one day looking at UFO stuff, you will find the common theme. Government's lying, government's hiding a lot of stuff. You dig even deeper, you realize, oh, it's not even the government. It's government's being controlled, or they got a deal. Something's going on where they're like, hey, just don't tell all the humans yet. We can't shock them yet. But they do a lot of psyop stuff out here. Think about a ship that's slowly approaching. Okay, it would be nice psyops though, wouldn't it? To like ease the population. Like imagine a scientist comes out and says, whoa, there's a giant spaceship and it's slowly approaching Earth. Okay, do you think people would panic? No, because what would happen is your brain is like, wait, it's very, very far away. What is it? What is it? You start thinking about it. That's actually how Friends of Coconut Intelligence Agency and the government, how they actually subdue people is they warn you a long way ahead of time to prepare. They throw stuff in your brain. Also, this is not even a secret. Everyone knows this, 100% true. Steven Spielberg, other Hollywood directors, they are given very specific details about UFOs, how to draw them, how they interact, changing the script for their movies. Yeah. And so it's like programming us to like seeping to our lexicon and our brains about how they're like. There is a story of these two directors. I forgot the movie. I think it was in the 90s where... I'll never forget this story. I forgot where it's from. But yeah, these two directors, they just finished a movie, and they knew the script. Yeah, they knew the script. It was like they knew the script, and they were editing it. And one of the producers, he'd just finished editing, and no one knew that it was finished. Just finished editing, and in it, there's an alien encounter with humans, and the aliens, they're antagonistic and like. They're like hurting humans. I think that's what happened. He goes to a cocktail party, and at the cocktail party, he goes this random Republican-looking guy, comb over hair, just like a standard Republican, probably looks like one of the churchy guys, comes out, shakes his hand, goes, hey, I'm so-and-so, just here to check out stuff. And then he says to him, oh, by the way, that scene in your movie name, that's not what they're like. You got to change it. And so this guy gets spooked because the director's like giving the story. He's like, no one knew I was finished. Like I finished. No one knew I was finished. I was in a little room. I went home. I hadn't told anybody. How did this guy know I'd finished? And there was basically some random guy comes out and just says, oh, that's not how they're like. And he actually had to change it. I forgot how, but he was actually instructed to change what alien encounters were like. So it's almost like, think about it, okay? You're the zookeeper. The monkeys have made a movie and they're saying the zookeeper is really bad and it's going to hurt humans. And they're like, oh, it's not like that. Let's send another robot monkey to go talk to that monkey and say, hey, we're not actually like that. It's a bit of misrepresentation. You should probably change that. And I think they did. They did change it, So there's common stories out here. And obviously, like, because this happens in the 90s and stuff. Hey, no one says that because they're like, man, that's really spooky out here. But I mean, like, now we've got the power of the internet. Everyone's got a 15-second freaking attention span anyway from TikTok brain rot. All these things keep piling on. Like, we're just seeing all the layers of everything's coming out here, friends. Like, it not just like, UFO encounters. There's Chupacapra from South America. Man, Mr. Custard knows about Chupacapra. Like, friends, Chupacapra, I was watching it in South Park. Okay, it's a legendary fanged creature said to attack and drink the blood of livestock. Now, I was watching the Chupacapra. I thought this was just some make-believe stuff. No. It's in South American newspapers. It's not just folklore. Like, it's a real thing. Chupacapra is wild. They actually have, there's a lot of AI generated stuff out here. But yeah, it's a goat blood sucker. I think that might have been what it looked like. Don't know what it is. Man, it's just wild. It's just wild. That's what it looked like. Chupacapra. There is a cute little Chupacapra. I think this is what people drew it as like. Chupacapra actually like suck the blood out of goats. Man, it's wild. This is, yeah, man. It looks scary, doesn't it? Chupacapra. Ah, look at a cute little fur ball. Wild, man. Now, how do I interpret stuff out here? You got to remember, we're monkeys in a zoo. It's a simulation, right? So it could be it was an experiment made by other entities. They're like, let's just throw this thing out. It's harmless. Let's just see how humans react. You know, like, let's check it out here. Let's test. If we threw this thing out into the wild and we did some stuff, how they react. You know, how do they react if there's a bit of a crisis out here? Does it spread to the world? How fast does it spread? It could be a lot of things out here because we test things out like that. But see, friends, we have an open mind. Oh, more Chupacapra. So we have an open mind to these. But I guess science people, they don't really don't. Like, because science people, you know, we need them, we love them, but they always assume they're the smartest people in the room. Right? They're like, oh, we're the smartest people in the room. I'll go, bro, you don't know that. You don't know shit. You were telling me zombie virus came from a freaking bat. In fact, you're just as retardio as anybody else as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. That's how I see it. Yeah, you're a monkey in a zoo like me. You got no idea what the hell's going on out there. There could be a lot of things it's thrown out. There, psyops. It's the tests. How do we react? Are we ready? There's a lot of things out there that happen like this. Remember, friends, you learn to become this way because of, look at markets. Only the paranoid survive. Man, it's so cute how they make Chupacapra the most ugliest feral looking beast thing. They're trying to make it cute out here. Man, that's wild. See, it was sucking bloods out of goats. It was actually, they had like this pin stuff out here. I think goats out here. So, man, it is wild. So that's why having an open mind like this, it helps you, man, so much, especially in markets, because the narrative, friends, the story that comes into your head. See, the beautiful thing with markets is that the prices and the charts tell the truth. Yeah. The story, you just know, oh, like a story is going to come at the top. That's why we can see it on the charts. Oh, at the very, very top, a magical story is going to appear where, oh no, this thing can never go down. And at the bottoms, there's going to be a magical fear story. Oh, this thing's never going to go up. Yeah. That's why I always think about, you know, sometimes humanity, we rile up a bit, politicians, and they just throw the bone out. They're just like, okay, give them a UFO video, a bit more high definition from before. It does make you think about stuff out here. I love these ninjas of butterfly guys out here. I do wonder, right, how much merit we have to this psyop story. Is it ultimately about power and control and everything else out here? Only one way to find out. Like, subscribe. Catch you soon.